Yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski, and I've been playing Pokemon MMOs for around 9 to 10 years now, which is crazy. And I usually play PokeMMO, which I consider to be the best one. But today, we're going to be doing the first impressions and sort of testing out a Pokemon MMO that I've been hearing a lot about, and this is a unique one. This is an interesting one because this is a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon MMO, which I've never seen before. And I don't have too much attachment to this series. I have played one of them as a kid, but it'll be fun to sort of relive and see what this has to offer. This is called Pokemon Mystery Universe, or PMU, as you can see on the logo right there. Now, I'm going to be trying to review every aspect of this game possible within the first couple hours of gameplay. And first thing I want to say is I really like the music. The music is beautiful. I assume it's from some sort of Pokemon mystery game, but it really does fit the theme. And I also really like the logo. The PMU and the sort of Pokemon lined up at the bottom there, it looks really nice, but there are some really important complaints or issues to address immediately. Now, I will say this was actually something I was warned about ahead of time, but the UI and the way this sort of game functions in a mechanical sense is really archaic. Especially when it comes to just logging in, I actually can't click tab to go from username to password, which is a very, sort of automatic feature you use to nowadays. And if you go to something like the options, there's no music or sound effect sliders. It's simply music on or off, and we see this sort of weird digital text that I like in terms of, aesthetic, but it doesn't actually look good on the screen, and it's actually kind of hard to even read what it's saying at times. It may look a little stretched on it actually looks better on OBS for my recording software, which is really nice to see, but it's not the best looking product, unfortunately. But I've never played this game. I've quite literally never logged in, so we're going to go ahead and sign in together and just look at every bit of the game step by step, create our own character. Click empty slot here. We have to double click that. So it looks like we click new character, perhaps. New character, okay. And we have to actually click on this weird little text box, and it doesn't really tell you if you're highlighting it, which is, once again, another weird, just archaic bit of the sort of UI they're offering. So I'm going to try to go ahead and create my character, create Patrouski. Let's see if it works. Character has been created. Thankfully, the name was not taken. Now, we have to click use character over that name, I assume. Yeah, that's a double click use character. We get welcome to this welcome screen. There's so much information on my screen. Oh my goodness, it's overwhelming. We do have a little clink options thing. That's kind of cute, very aesthetic. We see a Pikachu moves. Oh, they actually change a little bit if you hover over them, or at least the Pikachu one does. The bag one does as well. Items I see there. The menu opens up. There's some cool little aesthetics going on in the menu, which is really nice. Now, like I said, the music is quite loud for this, and it's either on or off. I actually had to go over to my Windows volume mixer and just manually turn it down from there. And I recommend you do the same if you want to try out this game, which will be linked in the description below. Now, I have no idea where to go from there. I just clicked on the screen. What are we looking at here? It's a little stretched on the stream and on the camera, but let's go ahead and see. Glad to see the summoning worked. So you're summoned by this Alakazam. Pretty cool storyline. That won't do. I do in fact have a solution. However, the cavern north of here that is known as Destiny Cavern, there you'll be able to choose a Pokemon to take the image of. That's quite cool. So they actually don't assign you an image or don't assign you a Pokemon to control or act as quite yet in the mystery dungeon. I believe it said press F key or something. Is it? Oh, I see. So here's my little egg. I'm a little egg right now, which is hilarious. So it's not WASD controls. It's actually arrow keys controls. Let's see if I can go ahead and fix that really quick. All right, now it doesn't look like there's any way to actually change the controls over from WASD to arrow keys. So that is a little unfortunate, but we'll go ahead and continue on from here and just see what's going on. I would love to try to change how much camera control we have in our, I can move this, reveal something. So we clearly have some sort of AI control and customization, and I must really have to explore that because I feel so overwhelmed that I'm not in love with the visuals on screen at the moment. It feels very archaic, which is what I was described as, so you kind of just have to roll with it the best you can. I do love the little egg sprite. That's pretty hilarious. Hard not to love it. So we're supposed to be heading north up to a shrine. We see a Dodrio in the wild there, a big lily pad there. I'm scared that I don't think heading through grass seems to do anything, but I don't think I should worry about it to some extent. I haven't found the shrine yet, so I assume that I'm supposed to just keep heading north. I've seen a Dodrio and Exploud and a Machamp. Here's the shrine, quite a ways to the north we see. Welcome. This portal that leads to the world inhabited only by Pokemon. Beyond this gateway, many new adventures and fresh experiences await your arrival. Before you depart for your adventure, you must select the Pokemon you wish to beat. So this is our starter selection. What do we have to pick between? What are the options? It looks like these 3 little portals. We see a portal here, we see a portal here, we see a portal, or do we have to go step on? Maybe the portals don't actually matter. I think I'm taking these as the locations, but it doesn't seem like that. They just seem like sort of an aesthetic. So let's head over, I guess, to one of these. Like, is this the selection? These are the fire types. Interesting. Okay, so we're seeing all the starters, is what it looks like. So I'm seeing, so if you go into the fire type room, we see Charmander, we see Cyndaquil, we see Torchic, we see Chimchar, Tepig, Fennekin, and Litten, I believe. I know it's the doubles demon pre-evolution. Incineroar, that's all I know about the future generations, unfortunately. Oh, but this is interesting. So it's not just starter Pokemon. What typing is this? I really do like the sound effects. This is the normal type. So we can go to, hopefully there's a typing room for each one. We have Fanpy under normal. I totally forgot about that. Fanpy, Munchlax, Riolu. Ooh, wait. There's weird Pokemon here that aren't actually, is Riolu actually normal type? Do I forget about that? Shinx, Pikachu, Meowth, Vulpix? I don't think Vulpix, I'm surprised to see this. Togepi, Skitty, Ralts, Cubone, Eevee. I definitely know that Cubone's not a normal type, so there's definitely some Pokemon there that aren't actually normal types that just kind of get thrown in there, I guess. If we go to water types, once again we see all the starters: Squirtle, Totodile, Mudkip, Piplup, Oshawott, Froakie, and Piplup or something. Don't know his name exactly, excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm a PokeMMO boomer. Let's go ahead and head up to the grass type. So it looks like there's only 4 types. It's not, so we see all the grass type starters: Bulbasaur, Chikorita, Trico, Turtwig, Snivy, Chespin, and the owl guy that everybody loves. So it's actually not each type in your Pokemon. It's the starters, and then you have the sort of middle ground. And I think I'm going to be going with the middle ground. I think I'm that kind of player. I'm not the person to go with the traditional starters. If you can pick different stuff in a game, you know, I'm happy to avoid the traditional starters and go for something unique and different. I think that I'm actually a Munchlax boy. I think that is going to be my pick for this storyline, for this region. Riolu is probably quite strong. There we go. Oh, you just run over him, and then you immediately transport it. So I'm happy to be Munchlax. I think Munchlax is a cool character and has a cool personality to work in the PMU universe or any sort of mystery dungeon universe as well. So you know what? I'm quite happy with this. Now that I've selected my character, where do I go? I'm trying to head south, but it's actually not bringing me anywhere. Do I have to go somewhere to confirm it, or how do I, obviously how do I confirm this is, there's so much to learn when just exploring a new game from scratch. We see my HP gets switched up as well, which is cool. So I haven't found a way out, but I have found this little animation if I press F, which is what I saw earlier. I don't know if this is an attack or just a jump and he's happy to see me. I'm not quite sure. Looked a little funny when you're moving. Honestly, it doesn't look terrible. It's not too jumpy. I guess when you go around corners while mid-animation, it gets a little clunky, but honestly, not the worst animation. Pretty cool. Now, something interesting is that if we go to the online list, it's not all of our friends who are online. It's literally every player who is online. So there's only 22 players playing this. So this is a very, very niche sort of Pokemon MMO. I'm really curious to see when this game released. I might look up a little more details on it. I kind of really went into this off of a blind recommendation from a viewer. Now, after looking online for a little bit, it turns out this game is quite old, and that made sense for the UI. It seems like this game was released, I've seen different answers all over, 2008, 2010, which really shows, and honestly, it's not looking great for this game. This seems like one of those deserted, old, dead Pokemon MMOs, something kind of similar to Pokemon Planet, where, in my opinion, these games were outdated upon release and have only become more outdated with time. So I don't feel quite comfortable recommending this game to you guys to play at the moment. Obviously, if you want to, go ahead. But I mean, we'll see that kind of conclusion at the end of the video. We still have a long way to go. We've barely touched the surface on this game. But just from those numbers and the gameplay so far and everything I've seen, it's not looking great. Although it is a pretty unique and beautiful experience. I do like the aesthetics. I just wish the UI was not so terrible, especially when operating with the just opening moves and opening stuff. I found it so difficult. I'm trying to press escape here to close it. It's so difficult just to manage the actual UI. So, for example, If I load up the options and I try to close it by pressing escape, it actually doesn't work. Escape also brings up this menu. I actually have to click back onto the screen and then click escape, and then it will work. But if I just click options and click escape, it usually won't work, or it'll usually bring up this menu. It's very clunky, very inconsistent. I'm just noticing. And now I'm pressing escape and it's not working. So let me click on the screen and press escape. Yeah, it's just very clunky, very inconsistent. It doesn't really seem to know what to recognize, and I don't know how to leave the starting area, so hopefully I can find that out. Now, I have heard good things about the community, and that makes sense because usually very small, tight-knit communities like this are really good about being kind, welcoming players to their game because they really care about the game. Those 22 players that are still around to this day, 21, really care about this game, and I really respect that. I've been in this position. I've played these sort of MMOs with 20 or less people online. I was a huge Nostalgia fan back in the day, which is a very niche MMO similar to this that had this sort of very, very small player base, and I loved this game, so I have a lot of respect for players like this. But I want to go ahead and try to type it out, try to see if I can talk to global chat. Let's type a message and say, hey, how do I leave the starting zone, and see if I can get a helpful response to a new player. All right, I went ahead and threw a message out there. Hey, I'm new. How do I leave the zone where you select your Pokemon? Understanding whether the community of a game is very polite and social and welcoming, especially on a game this small, is really, really important. Honestly, if they're quite nice, it might be worth checking out and trying, especially if you're interested in the gameplay itself. Alright, so we do have a reply of saying step on the warp once you choose the starter you want, and I have chose the one. I'm having to ask him where's the warp because I don't really know what that means. I don't understand the terminology, which usually something like that should be pretty self-explanatory, but maybe I'm dumb. You guys can let me know in the comments. If you obviously see where to go after selecting your Pokemon, please let me know. Please help me behind the sprite of the Pokemon you choose. So it's behind the sprite. Let me go. Ah, I see. Maybe I should have known that. Interesting. If you guys saw that and you guys thought about that and it was so obvious to you, let me know. I'm really, really curious whether you guys thought that mechanic was intuitive or not. It's totally 100% possible. I just made a really dumb mistake, and that's totally okay. That happens when doing first impressions like this. I want to give you guys my honest review, and sometimes I'll immediately understand things, sometimes I won't. Sometimes other people might struggle with the same issue, and it's good to find those answers together. And that's part of the fun of a first impressions type video. Let me go ahead and give Squeesh a quick thank you. Alright, so continuing on, you slowly open your eyes. What happens next? I really want to know. This game has potential. I could understand giving love and sticking around in this community. I totally get it. I've been in this position. I could understand if the gameplay holds up, and that's the sort of information. That's what I want to figure out. I want to figure out, is the gameplay worth it to try out such a clunky game? And I feel like it must be if there's this amount of, some amount of people sticking around. So we get greeted by a little Baneri. It seems you're from around here, are you? It's easy to tell. You still look in your face. He. So obviously I'm an outsider. This is Expel Woods. The home to a lot of friendly and happy-go-lucky Pokemon like me. Expel Woods is a wonderful, peaceful, fantastic, and splendorous place. Clearly Baneri loves it. Some kind of traveler, are you not? Come on, Baneri, let's go. I hate reading quest dialogue and reading dialogue in games. Let's go ahead and let's break into the grinding, break into the gameplay. What do you need me to do? Is follow him for now. I can easily do that. Follow down his little rabbit hole. Why not? Enter Expel Woods? Yes, of course. So I can't click yes. What is the A and B button in this game? That's something that I have no idea. Gonna have to figure that out. Do I just press the arrow key? So the arrow keys select it. How do I enter key? Okay, makes sense. Pretty easy. So arrow keys and enter key are what I'm working with so far. Have we met before? And then clicking, is it spacebar? I think just clicking on the chat box is the only way to progress it, which is quite funny. Never battled before. Nope, not in this game. Okay, this Baneri dialogue is quite cute. So she's apparently going to show us some practice battling with her friends of the forest. This isn't like an actual mean battle. It's supposed to be the Slackoth talks. That's very cute. Same old, very slow dialogue because obviously a sloth. A couple hours ago. Interesting, silly. Okay, for a fan-made Pokemon mystery dungeon game, I'm really impressed at how well they're capturing the whimsical sort of nature of this. The dialogue is actually like really getting, like, the dialogue feels really official. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm easily entertained. But what they're doing with the slack-off character, the happy, go-lucky Baneri, the very slow. I don't know. So far, these characters are like, this just could be a real mystery dungeon game, which maybe that's why the developers wanted to make this. Maybe they were so passionate about mystery dungeon, they clearly understood the series to such an extent that they wanted to make this sort of storyline and this dialogue. And I really hope that's the case. It seems like that's the case. So it's very endearing. It's very impressive. So F button to attack is what it seems like. He used his attack, but he took 4 damage. Let's see the chat box, what it looks like. Easy enough. I want to go ahead and try to battle. When you have the amount of experience, center attacks is the only thing that don't have enough experience. Always isn't always going to level up yourself. Interesting. So show me how to earn more experience. WASD. Okay, this is where it comes into play. Oh, so it's an ability-based combat system with WASD. That is going to be interesting. Like a move set. Okay, so more of a flamethrower, razor leaf. Gotcha. So you have your standard attack, which is F, and then you have your actual move pool, which is going to be your WASD. Oh, she even apologized. I'm talking too fast. No, I think I got it, Baneri. Thank you so much. Okay, so Baneri wants to keep it simple for now and not worry about the complicated attacks, so we're just going to focus on the F key for now. Now, it's weird to reach over to my mouse, and also it's weird to kind of do everything. There has to be some other way to navigate through the chat box, because having to click on it with my mouse and then also having both keys or both hands on the keyboard for WASD for the moves or F plus the arrow keys, it's such a weird control scheme. Is she repeating what she's already told me? Tackle, for example. I think I've already told this. No, don't repeat it, please. Please, I understand. First, show me. Okay, the F key. Thanks. Okay. I feel like we've already gone through this. What did I mess up? Is it explaining to me over and over and over again? What is happening? Oh my goodness, I am an absolute buffoon. I said yes to please repeat it to me over and over and over again. These videos are always a little embarrassing. There we go, slacked off talking about the basics of Pokemon PvP, running out of PP and everything, the importance of that. Let's go ahead and click through that. See you later. I want to go ahead and try to get into a battle. Enter key. Skipping through a little bit of it too fast. I'm gonna go grab this Oranberry as well. If you see an item in Pokemon, you always want to go try to pick it up, so it's too tempting not to. How do I pick this up? Enter key. Enter key. Okay, so enter key allowed me to pick that up. Let's run over to this Baneri. Can I attack it? Baneri took 2 damage, so I can just spam F. Can I just spam it before it even attacks me once? Is this the Baneri that's guiding me? Am I about to knock out? I knocked out the Baneri that's guiding me? Is that actually how it works? Let's fight this Pidgey. Can I just spam attack? They're not even attacking me. Am I too fast? What's happening? There's no turns in this. Did I take some damage, it looks like? No, I didn't take any damage yet. I'm trying to watch the chat to see took their damage. What did it say there? I like dodged or something? Okay, it did 2 damage to me. Okay, we finally saw some damage, but I'm just obliterating these Pokemon. They dropped something, or what is this eyeball on me? Interesting. You also seem to slowly... Oh, are they attacking me? Are they mad at me? I see. And they're angry at me. You also seem to slowly regenerate your HP over time at the top left, as you can see, which is super nice. It's a really important mechanic to obviously understand, but I guess I'm gonna go ahead and just grind here a little bit and just kill all of these Pokemon in my sight, because I guess that's how we play these games. Alright, after some very intense F-spam key spamming and gameplay, we picked up this Lepaberry, so that's cool at least. You look upon yourself in the chat box. What does that mean? Are we really supposed to just kill all of these Pokemon? Is this the... I mean, I'm kind of enjoying it, oddly enough. This is my kind of grinding. Now, I almost missed this, but it looks like there is this arrow key sign you guys can see here, and it's pointing at this other arrow key. I have no idea what this does. Wonder Tile. Your stats will return to normal. Is this a sort of heal? I like, dude, the animations and the sound effects on this game really are on point. So now I can go ahead and just, I assume this Starly respawn. We can take it out again and get more XP. Beautiful. And then heal up and just keep on heading through the forest. Tons of Pokemon to destroy. How lovely. Okay, all of this F spamming gameplay became a little too intense for me, and I wanted to actually try the WASD combat. And if I hold W, I'm not attacking, I'm just tanking stuff right now. I can see Odor Sleuth is my W move. Lick is my SA key or left key move essentially. Down or S is tackle, and then right is recycle. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to. Do I hold that and then click F? Ah, yes. So if you hold the move you want to select and then hit F, it'll actually use that attack as opposed to just the auto attack or standard attack. That's honestly quite a good system. I really enjoy that. Alright, even though we killed Baneri earlier, she's now back to hopefully help us. So let's see what's going on. Thank you for using the attacks. It seemed like I think I did. Haven't figured out already, you can open up your explore menu with the escape button on your keyboard. Yeah, I opened that up before, having issue navigating the menus, unfortunately. You're getting hungry. An apple can fix. I always say, or do I ever say hee hee hee? All the hee hee hees this Baneri puts out, I swear. You won't faint in Expel Woods. That's good to know. So it's a really nice training round, obviously. They also show these sort of level plus floor and everything, similar to the way that the Pokemon dungeon games would. So there's clearly so much they've done right in this game. Even though I respect the person who suggested it to me, and there's a lot, that could be improved on, a lot that could be cleaned up. I like the graphics and I like the style, but I do think just the initial sprites could look a little better. I like the overworld. I wish you could change the client size as well. You're sort of locked into the size. I couldn't find a way to actually change that to any extent or change my resolution on the game, which is why it may look a little funny over on the side there. But let's go ahead and defeat some more Pokemon, I guess, and keep grinding through. Is this an apple that she was talking about? Picked up an apple. Hey, love to see it. Now, something funny I figured out is that you can actually miss the Pokemon so if I come up to this Pidgey and I'm a tile away, I can actually try to tackle and just miss it. These tackles also obliterate these Pokemon as such. But I missed the Baneri there, quickly one-shotting everything. If you abuse your PP, now obviously keeping your PP is really important. Amnesia, what am I saying? Amnesia, not interested in that move. Gonna skip on that for now. Gonna break through this Pidgey. Alright, now I'm actually moving on. Gonna look quickly. Just kind of went down the stairs, traveled through that area, and I can't express to you guys how much I'm just enjoying the combat for whatever reason. It reminds me a lot of RuneScape combat, oddly enough, even though you're spamming a button, as opposed to old school RuneScape combat, you're usually just automated. You're just watching your character essentially do a thing after you click, which I kind of really enjoy. It's very satisfying. But in this, you're just going up to everything, clicking them, spamming them, one-shotting them. I don't know why, but this is really intriguing me. I honestly, if you guys like this kind of simple but like kind of monotonous grinding combat, I recommend checking this out. It's oddly satisfying, and I'm really enjoying it for whatever reason. The Baneri seems to be back. Guess who it is? Of course it's you, my friend. Honestly, I'm skipping through a lot of the dialogue, but I feel like a game like this, even someone like myself who really hates dialogue in video games and is too monkey-brained to sit through it all, I really enjoy the dialogue in this game, and I probably should be highlighting that a little more in this video. This Baneri really does have a lot of personality. That is honestly quite cool to see. And I don't know, it's charming. This game is, I think at its core, one of the words that mainly comes to mind is charming. This seems like a charming old gem that seems to have, I'm gonna bop through these Pokemon as we talk about that. It seems to have been forgotten, but honestly, I understand the appeal, I understand the aesthetic, and I can see why people have stuck around with this game so far. Oh, I'm hoping this is a boss battle. I was gonna mention this earlier. I would love to see a boss battle in this game because all of the traditional fights and all of the normal fights are really, really boring. But I would love to. Just give me your best shot, please. Oh, this guy's name is Joey. Oh, well, we're going to be able to obliterate a pretty easy boss fight. But still, like, I'm excited to see boss fights. We're also level 10. We're really grinding, having a lot of fun. You beat me no fair. I beat you fair and square, my friend. Let's go ahead and jam through this. Some people want a dungeon. They'll come to admire you and ask to be your friend. Very mystery dungeon. Limit your team? Sure. Why not, Joey? I like the name. It's a cool one. Reminded me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Joey, which I actually just watched last night. Rewatched the first couple episodes. TM Hidden Power. I'll take it. We go through the teleport, and wow, what a change of scenery. What a change of scenery, and what a change of aesthetic. Wow, we see all these shops. We see so much personality. Dude, once again, charming. Charming is the word that comes to mind. I really enjoy this. This Fanpy named Hops, Kaya, the Woobat, Chimecho named Chimecho, Manuel the Porygon, Licky. It's funny that some of them have names and some of them don't. Shimmer the Typhlosion, Laxo the Snorlax. This Kangaskhan why does it have a I don't understand this. I'll have to check that out. This is This is intriguing. The little bell. Look at the little bell ringing on the Chimecho sign, which totally fits its theme of Pokemon. There's clearly, man, you see so much. This is a passion project. You see so much passion and love in this game. You can tell the people that made this game just really love Pokemon and really love the Mystery Dungeon series, and they're really putting a lot of love into this game, at least into the first couple, I guess, sections or first couple zones of the game. You really see that passion they've put into it. Alright, so now this Furt is talking to us about all the shops here that essentially exist. It seems like Kangaskhan runs an item shop. Licky Licky ran something that I wasn't reading through or didn't pay enough attention to. Chimecho takes care of your teammates whenever they are hurt. Okay, or aren't adventuring with you. So this is the PC, it seems like. Gotcha. So Chimecho acts as the PC, Kangaskhan as the Pokemarts. Joey can get sucked into the Chimecho, I guess. Let's see what else we've got to offer. Kind of running off, but I'm not moving that. That automatically had me follow. Look at the shiny bonsai up here named Bonanza. I think that's shiny if I'm not mistaken. Actually, it would be more green if it was. I think the colors are just a little weird. I don't know. This is a newer gen Pokemon. I'm not sure of it. Lectio, the Kadabra, is pretty interesting. Xatu, we find a box during which Xatu can open it for a small... so okay. I kind of like the idea of some treasure chest stuff going on. Deluxe box and 200 Pokeyen. Cool to see. What does Porygon do? I'm dying to know. The mission board. So this is where you'll get your sort of quests and everything and what to do in the game. Let's see if we can try to do one of those. I want to know what this glowing, sparkling board is as well. Grassroot Town. Patrouski, if you're looking for more helpful tips, don't be afraid to ask. Talk to them using your F key. So similar to the attack key, you just also use that to talk to people. We get a couple of starting items as well, and then he kind of lets us go off on our adventure, go off on our journey. Seems like I could explore this place a little more. Dude, I can't get over the aesthetics of this cute little shopping mart. Really, I want to can I interact with this board? I'm dying to know what this is for. F's not working for it, though, unfortunately. Let's talk to the Alakazam. Knowledge is power, Patrouski. Press the enter key to read signs. Okay. Enter key to read sign. Let's go ahead and try that. Tips for beginning explorers. When you hold items on your party members, you can use them with the Z, X, C, and V keys in order of your party. Okay. Let's go talk to this Bonanza guy. I'm interested in him. What have you got to say, my friend? Yes, I was right. Okay, so yes, I'm indeed shiny. Let's try that again. Yes, I'm indeed shiny. Magnificent, huh? Very rarely you might encounter a shiny Pokemon. So there is shiny Pokemon implementation in this game. That is really exciting. They'll give off a sound when they spawn on a floor and have a start next to their name in the battle log. That is really cool. That is so I was correct on that. That is very, very cool to see. That's pretty exciting. I always love shiny in any Pokemon game. You know, how could you be against shinies being implemented in any Pokemon game, right? Okay, so I accidentally found this out, but as you can see, my character actually turned into Rattata there. And it looks like you can click the top part of your screen to cycle through the Pokemon you have access to in terms of what your character becomes. So here I'm Rattata, here I'm Munchlax, and it looks like you also have access to 4 total party slots as opposed to 6. It looks like we see another player. Oh, it looks like they just... Oh, no, they're right here. They're right here. The Chimchar. Tenrai? It looks like we see another player there, which is pretty cool. I wonder if I can, like, kind of signal to him, like, hello sort of thing. Let's see if he notices. Oh, also someone else. S. Bunny? It looks like it's kind of hard to read. The text, the font, the red font is a little jarring, a little difficult to read, but let's go ahead and continue on. I actually am curious. I'm actually motivated to keep playing this game, which is not something I often share when playing new games. Mission basics. Sure. Let's go ahead with mission basics. Successfully completing dungeon allows you to access to missions. Those will appear in the mission board. I see. Completing missions gives explorer points. So you need to successfully complete a dungeon, it seems, to get access to the missions. Is that true? Allows access to missions in that dungeon. Okay, so first you have to complete a dungeon. So how do I get to those dungeons? How do I start exploring? Do I just have to head out of the place? Oh, there's a whole nother... Wow, Sprout the Bulbasaur, Grover the Grovyle? That's his name, right? No, not Grovyle. Oh my god. What's Grottle? Excuse me. Look like a noob over here. Tyrogue, Tyrell, Magme, Flint. Interesting. Is there any way to sprint? I don't see... Oh, I got stopped. Trying to head up towards the castle. There's Caspian the Slowcane. Delightful new face around these parts. Oh, can you enter key through that? I'm Caspian, the Elder of Grassroot. Yes, you can. That's so okay. That's so good. That's so nice not having to click on the chat. Patrouski spun it. So make sure you use enter key to get through the chat. I want to let you know that if you need to know anything about the exploration, you can find me in the center of Grassroot Town. It's a big, wide world out there, so I'll be sure to give out some pointers.
He's gonna give me some tips and everything. I want to go ahead and start exploring. I want to find a dungeon. I want to complete at least one dungeon, I think, before the end of this video. Oh, you can. Oh, hold shift and you can sprint quite quickly. Oh, there's also some wild Pokemon over here I can battle. Okay. Interesting. Good to see. Good to know. Is that a young goose? A newer gen Pokemon that I'm not familiar with. So they do have Pokemon of all generations. I'm seeing, you know, it seems like all the way up to 8th gen, which is pretty interesting. What is this? Is this something I can climb? Can I read this sign by pressing enter? You need HM rock climb. I see. Okay. I just want to find, is this a dungeon? I just want to find the first dungeon. I just want to start. Oh, you have to come all the way around, but yes, you actually can come over here. Let's talk to Jasmine really quick. I love berries. Sure, that's all I have to say. What is this? Tiny grotto. This seems like one of the first dungeons. Let's go ahead and enter it. Tiny. Yes, this is one of the first dungeons we have access to, it seems like. Awesome. Sunkern. Oh, I need to get ready to battle. I'm so not ready. Let's go ahead and tackle these guys. Blast through them. There's so many Pokemon to defeat. Wow, whew. That was a lot. Kind of scary, but we should be able to regenerate HP. My inventory is full, so I can't pick up the Leppa. So it's actually going to be super important that we do just go ahead and use our items and not just continuously stock up forever. All right, now I did have to go AFK for a split second to go do something, help someone at my door. And unfortunately, while I was gone, I fainted. But this gives us the perfect excuse to go ahead and test the death mechanics in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and click revive and see what that does. I don't know if that costs me any sort of item or if it costs me any sort of experience. I'm not quite sure. Oh, do I have to use my Rattata now? Is that what happens? I clicked revive, but it seems like my Munchlax is still just sitting there doing nothing. I don't know what this entails. Alright, so unfortunately, it seems I was AFK just a little too long, and I did get signed out from the server. So we're going to log back in and see what happened to my character and sort of where I ended up with this sort of weird situation. So we actually can reselect. I'm going to click revive. What will you revive with? Do I have a revive? Okay, if that's the case, I'm actually just going to give up. It'll count as a defeat. It was logged as a defeat. That's okay. I'm going to let myself be defeated to be able, because I'm not that far from, you know, like I just went, you know, I was just at the very first room in that cave. So you know what, if I can just respawn and not waste any resources, I don't want to waste that revive. I want to be able to use that when I'm deep inside the dungeon, right? My HP is restoring very quickly in that top left corner. Let's go ahead and head back into the dungeon. Let's try this again. All right, here goes nothing. Attempt number 2 inbound. Let's head back into the dungeon, defeat the first. Oh, we're spawned in a new location. So, wow, that actually tells us something really interesting. That means the dungeons are randomly generated. So we do get some information by testing this death mechanic. Let's go ahead. This Leddyba looks really laggy. We're able to defeat it. The Pokemon will run to us, which, if I remember correctly, is very similar to the actual mystery dungeon mechanics, if I remember correctly. Now, something I really want to have on screen right now is a map, and I'm just not sure if that exists. Let's go ahead and battle through this. We're getting a lot of XP. Level 11 now on the Munchlax. Let's run over to the Bulbasaur. We're spamming our attack. We can sprint around pretty quickly through this dungeon. Oh, here's the stairs. I didn't even see them before, but now we found the stairs. Let's go down to floor number 2. What is this? Escape orb. Oh, is that like an escape rope, I assume? To be able to get out of the dungeon safely. That's honestly quite cool. Go take on these other Pokemon. Still learning the just muscle memory of the controls. It's not too rough. I do like the WASD. Honestly, I was opposed to the arrow keys at the start, but honestly, it actually works really well with this sort of combat. With the WASD plus arrow keys plus the F being your attack. Another escape orb, looks like, up here. Let's pick that up and grab the apple, or the Leppa, excuse me. I should be looking to use items as well when possible. Ooh, this is a heal thing. So I want to use that after I waste my PP and stuff. So I want to come back to that. So let's come back over here. I believe that will restore my PP. Let's defeat these guys. Let's explore a little more beforehand, and we'll try to head back to that heal location before leaving this floor. If we really need it, I guess we have 31 out of 45. Let's go around again. So we've actually already been to this location. I'm really just making this cycle / rotation for XP. Let's sprint back, heal up, and then try to find the stairs. Here's the heal state. Let's see if it actually heals. I'm at 29 out of 45. So it doesn't heal PP. That's scary. That is something to desperately consider because, and that's why the Lepa berries are going to be so important, I feel like, to manage in a game like this. I'm actually going to run away from this Lediba for the time being. Head over to the staircase. Floor number 3, we go to some Pokeyen, some coins. That's nice to pick up. This is really giving me some nostalgia, some memories from old mystery dungeon games that I played a little bit as a kid, and I'm honestly just surprised at how much I'm kind of sucked into this. A lot of Pokemon MMOs I pick up and then I like never want to play them again. I play them for an hour and I really enjoy it. Lick, I think I actually already know Lick. So I'm actually gonna pass. I think it's my left. Yeah, I already know it. It's my left side move. Keep sprinting around. We see another move, another heal station, and then this over here. Floor number 4 we go. Now I'm not gonna lie, the combat and gameplay is actually engaging enough to where it's actually difficult for me, surprisingly, to like quit, to stop. Oh, I'm hungry. How do I answer my hunger? Well, like I was saying, it's actually difficult for me to like click on and off the recording and actually control everything and manage it the way I normally would, because of that. Really should, you know, it's a telltale sign or showing of how actually quite active and you know, intensive and immersive the gameplay is. Let's try to eat an apple. I think that's, how do we eat? So apple, click. Do I drag it up to him? I have no idea how to eat this. I moved the chat on accident. Can I right click it? Do I enter? Enter. Use. Okay, whew, we ate. I have no idea how to tell if we're hungry other than that little pop-up. I don't know how to actually manage my hunger resource or see that otherwise. Let's pick up another apple. Keep sprinting through. I don't know how many floors are in a dungeon, so I'm really curious to see how long this first dungeon lasts. I'm really enjoying myself. Let me go ahead and use a Lepa as well while we're going ahead and sitting here. Lepa, use. So that took my, I should have checked my PP beforehand. I went up to, my tackle's at 23. Did it even work actually? Let's grab this other Lepa. 23 on tackle. Items. Let's try again. Use. Do I have to specifically click use it on something? Click Munchlax. Go to moves. Oh, tackle at 29. I don't know how to actually physically use them, unfortunately. I wish there was more. I might have just ditched, or I might have skipped the actual dialogue on that. So that might be a mistake from me, but I need to figure out. Boss battle. It looks like an Ivysaur. Someone came to see Little Omi. So it looks like there's around 6 floors, it looks like. Let's see what this Ivysaur has to offer. I'm excited. I really, really like. Oh man, I just love the presentation of this. I love the dungeons. You can quickly sprint through and jam through, and but it's still entertaining, and I really love the combat. And then getting down to a boss fight. Do you wish to challenge me to a battle? Yes, absolutely. If you say no, okay, let's try. Let's just tackle spam. We have all of our tackle PP to abuse on him. Yes, you're a tough explorer. So it seems pretty easy, honestly, if you just spam stuff correctly. But I don't mind. I honestly like an easy game. I like an easy game as long as the sort of rotations and cycles and the gameplay is entertaining. And I'm honestly really, really enjoying this game so far. That was our first dungeon completed. We picked up a mushroom. I had a lot of fun. I really surprisingly enjoy the combat, even though it's quite simple. It does live action Pokemon combat really well, and I'm really entertained. This was a very, like I said earlier, charming experience and charming game. And I'm really glad that it was recommended to me, and I'm really glad that I sort of picked it up and played it. Now, I obviously haven't explored the in-depth intricacies of this game. I haven't explored the late game. This is definitely, I'm worried because this is definitely a game that I feel like could fall off really hard or could get quite boring in the late game. I have no idea what happens after this early game position, right? But from this early game, from this first impression, I really enjoyed my experience. It's a very niche experience. It's a very unique one comparatively to other Pokemon MMOs that I'm used to, because obviously this is a mystery dungeon format. It's a totally different Pokemon game. But to judge this as, if I were to judge this as a Pokemon MMO, I'd probably give it maybe a 7 out of 10, which isn't super great. But if I were to judge this as a Pokemon mystery dungeon MMO, I'd probably give it like an 8, a little higher of a score, an 8 out of 10. and that's just from my first impressions. I haven't seen it, but there was just this odd charm about it. I have to say, like, this game is really clunky in a lot of ways, and despite all of it, still come out as an 8 out of 10 in my opinion. That's quite good. It really shows how the charm and the love put into this game really outshines maybe the clunky UI and the nature of everything. But you kind of get used to the combat really quickly and really easily, and I really enjoyed my experience. Now, I don't know if this is a game that I could play every day for 10 hours a day like PokeMMO, or a grindy MMO, or like a game that I could really sink thousands of hours into. But in my opinion, this is a game that is at least worth downloading, loading up, and maybe spending, 1 to 3 hours giving it a try. I recommend giving this game a try, guys. I really enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel for daily Pokemon MMO content, or PokeMMO content specifically. Check out the Discord link down below to ask questions, see answered questions, and just sort of really join a really cool community. And then finally, if you want to go above and beyond to support the channel, you can do so with the financial links down below. PayPal specifically is the most helpful, but it's never really needed. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, and I hope you guys enjoy some Pokemon Mr. Universe today.
Hey, if you're seeing this clip, that means you watched the entire video, and thank you. From the bottom of my heart, that means a lot. And this clip is used to say thank you so much to any of those who go above and beyond, any YouTube members, Twitch primers, Twitch subs, Patreon, whatever you may do to support the channel. It's appreciated, and your name is here. Thank you all so much, and have a great day.